What's going on, guys? So back with something a little different. Today I'm going to be talking about my least favorite piece of gym equipment in my home gym. And that is the GMWD back extension ab machine. You don't see me using this a lot in the videos because I just, quite frankly, don't program it into a lot of my routines for a couple specific reasons. And then I'm going to go over that now. So if you saw my video the other day about the 1-inch to 2-inch converters on the machines, this machine suffers from the same problem. It has a 1-inch to 2-inch arm weight peg that does eventually, not as bad as the leg extension, but it does back out. So that's part of the problem there. Two, I think I've mentioned in the past when I did a video about this machine, in order to improve this machine, I would recommend that they add some sort of handles or seat belt or something, because just having to grip the machine, to brace yourself, really doesn't help in terms of progressive overload. Now, when you're at lower weights, that may not be a problem, but when the weights start coming up higher, it definitely becomes an issue. And that leads into the third point here. The weight, when you load it on the machine, the strength curve is just so uneven that it's very difficult to overload the machine properly. So what I did was, and I can use this on other machines, I bought a scale, like a hook, like a weight scale, like you use for luggage, or they call this a crane scale. And I hooked it up to the machine, and we'll take a look at that now so we could see what the change in weight is from the bottom to the top of the machine. So routinely I would have multiple plates on this machine, but for now we're just going to put a 45 on it and we'll extrapolate from there basically. So let's make sure we can see the reading. All right, so as we pull, you can see that that's nowhere near 45 even. So even with the 45-pound plate loaded on the machine, you could see the discrepancy from the bottom as it goes up to the top. Now, load that with 3 or 4 plates, and you're talking about still a very easy starting point to a very difficult top point. And that, coupled with the fact that you have nothing to brace against, in my opinion, especially, if you're trying to push forward with abs, it's very difficult. If you're trying to push back on your back, you can kind of grab onto the machine, but in my opinion, anyone who is planning to use a high amount of weight for back extensions or even just try for the abs, this machine to me fails because of that. And you can't properly progressively overload with this machine based off of that. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but the fact of the matter is when you have such a weight discrepancy from the bottom to the top, it makes the starting point too easy and the top too difficult. So this machine actually is for sale right now. I'm trying to get rid of it because, quite frankly, it's just taking up space at this point in my gym. I hate to say it's something I wish I didn't buy, but here we are. I buy a lot of different pieces of equipment, and this is the one piece that I have right now in my gym, that I'm trying to get rid of. So this was short and sweet. I'm definitely going to keep weighing things out with that crane scale so we can see what the true weight of different pieces of equipment are. Hope this was helpful for anyone out there looking at this piece of equipment. If you use light weights, this may be something that you still want to look at, but if you're looking to do any serious heavy, overload with this is one that I would pass on. Links will be in the description. Make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you later.